Yo, what is up, guys? Let's fix this. How about that? Yo, what is up? March the 25th, Thursday. Hope you're all doing well. What is going on? What is up? Ryan Brack, Travis Rowell, HML. What is good here on a Thursday? I feel like the camera angle is like, I guess it's normal. I'm making myself not wear a hat, so I'll get motivated to go get a haircut. I'm just putting it off. I've been putting off getting a freaking haircut. What's up, guys? Hope you're all doing well. Thursday, March the 25th, 2021. Before you guys ask, yes, we will stay live. Shane Beamer's got a press conference today. Who knew? I didn't even know it about 11 o'clock this morning, but Shane Beamer with a presser today. We will stay live for that. So if you guys are interested, 1 o'clock, like I said, we'll stay live and hear what Coach Beamer's got to say. Obviously, the first day in pads today. We also don't have the whiteboard today for whatever reason. I forgot to. Been going crazy this morning, so I got to get the freaking towel, I think. Yeah. All right. You guys are just going to bear with me today on a Thursday. So. Okay, Thursday, March 25th, 2021, guys. Hope you're all doing well. Let's see. I got a great message for the whiteboard. Newberry checking in. The Newberry boys. What's up? Gotta love the Newberry boys. There we go. Okay, great message for today. Pads are popping, folks. First day of practice in pads for the Gamecocks. I think just shoulder pads, but either way, they're in pads. They're in pads. Let's see. Guys, welcome. Thursday, March 25th, 2021. Guys, before we get going into everything, I do want to tell you about our friends over at Flex Squad Fitness because the Daily Crow is presented to you by our friends over at Flex Squad Fitness, guys. And CJ Profit, the man behind it all, he's been a certified personal trainer for 10 years. He struggled with his own weight for many years until he eventually lost 85 pounds himself doing the exact same type of training, guys, that he does at the gym. Again, that's what makes CJ so good at what he does. He's been there. He's done that. He has put in the work, guys. At Flex Squad, they do one-on-one and small group training. Their program's a mix of strength, high-intensity interval training, and endurance training. And, guys, the goal is to not only help people look great on the outside, but more importantly, make them feel stronger and more confident on the inside. And, guys, again, he's been there. He's done that. He's put in the work. He's lost the weight. He's gone through the mental grind, and he's going to be there with you every single step of the way, guys. The place changes people inside and out. You're not going to regret walking the door. You'll probably just wish you did it sooner. And, guys, get this. They offer a free week for anyone who's tried their classes, or 2 free one-on-one sessions to see what they're all about. Or, guys, if you go there right now and tell them Chris from the Spurs Up Show sent you, you're going to get your first month free. Again, it's a no-brainer. If you're looking for a personal trainer, you're in the Columbia area, of course, the Chapin area, or in the state of South Carolina, go to our friends over at Flex Squad Fitness in Chapin, South Carolina. Again, that's Flex Squad Fitness in Chapin, South Carolina. Be sure to check them out. Tell CJ I told you to go. Yeah. Go check them out. Flex Squad Fitness, Chapin, South Carolina, guys. Appreciate you all tuning in again. Thursday, March 25th, 2021. Let's get it. Yeah, back at Founders Park. Little 3-game homestand this weekend. What's going on? Heath, HML, Dusty Rhodes says, please tell me you saw the Twitter match between myself and Blackshear. No, I did not. But I know that Shamir Blackshear, what is it? Shamik Black, whatever his name is. Shamir Blackshear. I don't even remember his name. But he caused a stir on Twitter. All I can say is I hope it gets resolved. I don't really feel I can speak on it because I don't really know, what happened in his situation. So I just hope it gets resolved, whatever it is, whatever the resolution is. But Heath Hagler says, looks like Chris is a cheater today. Bro, this is a fresh jersey. And you can't see the back. It's Nolan Ryan, dude. It's never a bad day to rock Nolan Ryan. I mean, it is never a bad day to rock some Nolan Ryan. So whatever. I don't care. This jersey's fire. James Widener, Gamecock Central to Frank update. Unfortunately, I don't have access to it. Well, I mean, I don't pay for message boards either. I can tell you what I'm hearing, which is, they're assisting Frank in finding another job, and they don't want to pay the buyout. So, I mean, that's really what it comes down to. So, Mason Croston, do you think Florida's the real deal? Yeah, I mean, I think they're a good baseball team. If that's what you're asking me, yeah, they're a damn good ball club. Does South Carolina have a chance to beat them? Absolutely, and I'll have my official prediction out tomorrow. But I think they're a really good ball club. There's no question. RJ Kelly, what's going on? Let's see. By the way, guys, if you guys see me updating things on social media, I am uploading our YouTube clips to Twitter. So if it looks like I'm doing something, that's what I'm doing, because I'm doing that right now. But again, guys, quick reminder, great podcast that dropped this morning, episode 408, of course, breaking down everything with the Florida series this weekend, breaking down the Gators, talking their pitching and hitting, and then, of course, South Carolina. There's a new weekend rotation for the Gamecocks with Thomas Farr on Friday, Brandon Jordan on Saturday, and then Sunday, TBA. Will it be Brett Carey? Will it be Will Sanders? Who knows at this point? But again, a new weekend rotation, a lot of storylines coming to this one. Anytime South Carolina and Florida face each other on the baseball field, it's intense. So great podcast covering that. Also, I did talk about Pro Day. Obviously, J.C. Horn had himself one hell of a day. I think he made himself a lot of money yesterday. And then, of course, we had a great conversation and a great interview. Former Gamecocks wide receiver Jason Barnes took the time to talk to me. It was an awesome time talking with him. We had a great conversation last night, and really excited for you guys to hear that. So be sure to check that out. Episode 408 again dropped this morning. Of course, if you don't know, iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play. The podcast is also on YouTube, guys. Everywhere you find podcasts, you will find the Spurs Up Show. And remember, the best Gamecocks podcast on the internet. So really, really good stuff. And you know what? This is the best Gamecocks live stream on the internet, just in case you guys didn't know. But like I said, just uploading these videos right now. Hold on, what just happened? What just happened? Anyways, guys, taking your questions, comments, calls, 843-790-3377. Again, guys, my apologies. I really want to go ahead and get these posts uploaded here. I kind of have a system, if you will. I have a system of when I like to get, it's so funny because you think about it, guys. Like I've talked with other people about this, but like I run my own business, right? Like we could technically get out content at any time, right? Like I'm not on a schedule. I'm not on anybody's schedule but my own. But I think I know it comes from baseball. I love being in a routine and getting things out at a certain time. And that's why you guys notice, the podcast clips come out at a very similar time every single day, and content is published in a certain type of way. There's a method to it. I like having the routine. I think you've got to have organization and have a routine to be successful. So that's kind of like why right now I'm like, all right, let's go ahead and get these clips out. I don't want to wait to put these out. So yeah, if you guys ever wondered like why things operate the way they do, that's why. I love a routine. I love a good routine. I love being organized and having a system and sticking to that system and sticking to that routine. So let me see. I'm sure you guys are leaving a ton of questions and I'm just ignoring them. So I do apologize. One thing I will say quickly while I'm doing this, guys, this is totally, and let me check the questions real quick. I doubt anybody has brought this up. Okay. Everybody's talking about the Shameik Blackshear thing. And hold on, where? Now, Savannah, where did you see fans for the spring game? Where did you see that? Where did you see that? And if it's 9,000, that's it? What? 9,000. Ritter, what's going on? Yeah, Jason Derrick, the schedule for this weekend, SEC Network Plus on Friday and Saturday, SEC Network on Sunday. Gamecocks Uncensored group. Okay, well, interesting. Very interesting. Anyways, okay. So one thing I was going to say, because I see people talking about Blackshear, and I guess this kind of falls into that. But the people that I've seen on social media, because as you guys can guess, every time I post a piece of JC Horn content, every single time, the comments are flooded, right? Flooded. With people being negative, oh, he shouldn't even get to use the facility. Oh, this guy's, whatever, blah, 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 blah. He's a quitter. He's a quitter. He's a quitter. Just constant, right? And I'll just say this. I don't even know if this applies to anyone in this group, but if it does, listen up. And listen up either way. Is JC Horn my favorite Gamecock of all time? No. He's far from it. Believe me. Far from it. But, dude, if you're one of these people who's still that pissed off where you're going out of your way to talk shit about him, just let it go. That'd be my one thing, my one piece of advice, man. Just let it go. Life's too short to hold a grudge. And, guys, I'll tell you this. If you don't know, this applies in life. When you hold a grudge, it only hurts you. It doesn't hurt the person or the entity you're holding the grudge against. It only hurts you. So what is the point? I just have seen fans just going off about this kid. And like I said, is he my favorite Gamecock? No, not at all. Not even close. Not even close to my favorite Gamecock. But I just don't get the energy from some people. I'll say some. I just don't. Oh, here we go. Yeah. Here we go. 9,000 seat capacity. Really? And Gamecock Club members get first dibs. Give me a freaking break, dude. Tickets will go on sale to the general public on March 29th at 10 a.m. Dude, 9,000 in an 80,000 seat stadium that can only get 9,000 people in there. Are you joking? Are you literally joking? That's just ridiculous, man. That's absurd. All right, guys, I'm just tweeting this out. They say March 29th at 10 a.m. So I'm going to go. I'm definitely going to be. Dude, it's an 80,000 seat stadium and we can't get more than 9,000 people in there. I mean, are you freaking kidding me? And they're going to charge $5? What? Oh my God. Whatever you got to do to make a buck, right? Whatever they can do to make a buck, they're going to do it. I mean, come on. Come on. Come on, guys. Come on, Tanner. Come on, USC. I mean, I'll pay the $5, but give me a break, dude. You're going to charge for the spring game? That's absurd, man. And let's see, what did they say? To manage the attendance and address capacity restrictions, that's why they're charging $5. I mean, oh my Lord, bro. That's just ridiculous. 9,000 people. 9,000 people. I just, whatever. Hey, whatever. At least we're, at least we're getting people in the stands, I guess. I don't know. That just seems crazy to me, bro. Like it just feels like they could put way more in there. I mean, damn, the freaking Rangers are having full capacity for their first game. I mean, again, I'm not a doctor. I'm not, whatever. I'm not trying to get into a COVID conversation. I'm just saying it just feels. I mean, bro, if they're planning, I'll put it to you this way: if they're planning on having full capacity for the fall. I mean, how, 9,000 for right now, that to me seems crazy. Whatever. Either way, thank God we're having people. It is what it is. All good. Screw it. Whatever. At least we get to go. So hopefully pray. What I'm gonna be pissed off if I don't get a ticket. I'm going to be pissed off. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I'm going to be pissed off. If I don't get a ticket, I'm gonna raise hell, just so y'all know. I'm going to raise hell. So be prepared for the Spurs Up show to raise hell. So my wrath will come out. Anyways, guys, on a more positive note, taking your questions, comments, calls, 843-790-3377. That is 843-790-3377. Landon Miller says, how do you think the Carolinas defense is going to improve this year? And also, how is the offense going to be in the future, and how you feel about the quarterback situation? Landon, just like 5 questions in one. How's the defense going to improve? I would say I'm just, overall hopefully looking for, an attacking defense, an aggressive defense. I think hopefully just overall the mentality and the scheme. I think moving to a 4-2-5-2 is going to put South Carolina in a much better position to make plays, give their playmakers opportunities to make plays. But, I mean, you got to develop the guys you have, man. That's the big thing. You got to develop the guys you have. So, but other than that, I mean, I think the overall mentality and the scheme, again, that 4-2-5 scheme, I think is going to make the biggest difference. As far as the offense and the quarterback situation, I mean, again, gun to head right now, I'd say Luke Doty's the starter just because I've seen nothing from Jason Brown. I can't go out on a limb and say Jason Brown's going to be the starter when I haven't seen him take a single snap at this level. So, but whatever. Again, they're charging $5. It is what it is. I mean, at least we're getting to go. I don't want to be that guy that, complains and whatever, but I don't know. That just seems crazy to me that, just seems kind of crazy. Bro, what in the world? Sorry, guys. I'm making this graphic for Instagram and Facebook about the spring game. How's you guys' day going, by the way? By the way, we will stay live for Shane Beamer's media availability at 1:00. We will stay live for that. Yes. So in case you're wondering, yes, we will be live for that. So I'm actually surprised I didn't know he was speaking to the media this morning. So pretty interesting. He'll be going live. But Yep. Savannah says, kind of annoyed the girls got moved to Sunday. When was the game supposed to be? I didn't know that it got moved at all. I just thought it was scheduled for Sunday. Again, guys, taking your questions, comments, calls, 84. I'll ask you guys, are you paying $5 to go? I mean, I am, but I live down the street from the freaking stadium, so I just was curious. All right. Again, guys, taking your questions, comments, calls, 843-790-3377. My apologies, guys. Been getting these posts up, and it's funny. As soon as we go live here on the Daily Crow, USC wants to drop a bunch of news and all that. I'm trying to get the freaking posts out, and so I apologize for looking down here at my phone. But the phone lines are open, 843-790-3377. Jason Derrick says he paid $20. Good on you. No, I would too. I would too. Justin, the day is great. Gamecock baseball this weekend. Got great news. The power has been run to our new home. Should be moving in the next few weeks. Good deal, Justin. My day's going great, man. Just been grinding this morning, putting out content, getting content rolling. Obviously got the Beamer thing at 1:00, and then we'll get a workout in and record tomorrow's show and get back on the vlog. By the way, there will be no vlog dropping today. I do apologize. I may actually drop the next episode of the vlog on like Monday or Tuesday. But with getting the new MacBook, and I had to get this piece to hook up to the MacBook so I could edit video, and just really haven't had the GoPro on me this week as much as I would have liked to. So if you don't see the vlog come out today, that's why. We'll probably drop Monday or Tuesday of next week. So, but I appreciate you guys. I think there's a lot of interest in the vlog. So I do appreciate that for sure. Courtney says, hey, Chris, how can I get tickets to the ECU football game? I mean, probably just StubHub or Ticketmaster or whatever, just kind of the normal way. Courtney also says 4-2-5 scheme is the scheme that fits for us because we can't get enough good players to run the defense. Champ was running. This scheme allows us to put more speed on the field. Yeah, I mean, yeah, definitely. I'm excited for the 4-2-5. HML, where do you see JC going in the draft? I think he's a first. Excuse me, God, I think he's a first rounder. No question. I think he's a first rounder. He had a hell of a pro day too. I mean, listen, you can say whatever you want about JC Horn, but he's going to be a first rounder. No question. So let's see. Yeah, no, I'm definitely planning on getting my ticket for the spring game. I'd love to throw a freaking spring game tailgate, to be honest with you, but we'll see what happens. But, I think what's really interesting, too, that day is that South Carolina plays Arkansas in baseball. So the spring game is at 2:00. What are they going to do as far as scheduling the baseball game? Because obviously, I'm going to go to the spring game no matter what, but it's going to hurt my heart if the baseball game's at the same exact time. Savannah Webster, the draft, yeah, it's literally next month. So I think in a couple of weeks, the NFL draft will happen. Mike Hall, what's going on? Tom McClellan says draft is April the 29th. Yeah, it's in April. So how about Masters Week being a couple of weeks away? How about that? Nobody's talking about Masters Week. How about that? Your guys going to a Braves game in 2 weeks? Very exciting. Very, very exciting. So, but like I said, guys, we'll be live for today for Shane Beamer. He's speaking to the media at 1:00. So we'll do just like we did a couple of weeks ago when I streamed the presser and all that good stuff. So should be a lot of fun. I'm excited to see what he has to say. And of course, I'm sure he'll speak on the spring game and the fan attendance and all that good stuff. So okay. No, excuse me. No, so they have not announced it yet. So That Arkansas series, Thursday, Friday will be at 7. Saturday is TBA, though. Saturday's TBA. So, again, guys, taking your questions, comments, calls, 843-790-3377. I apologize for the bad hairdo, man. Like I said, I'm trying to motivate myself to go get a haircut. So I feel like I'm looking a little rough today, but it is what it is. Whatever. We're here. We're kicking. Justin Kyle, he's already got his tickets reserved. I'm not, believe it or not, I'm not a Gamecock Club member. So I, which I probably should be because I can just write it off as a business expense, right? I don't know. So I might have to reconsider my stance on that. But again, guys, taking your questions, comments, calls, 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. Are there a lot of shows, by the way, that go live at noon? Are there a lot of shows? Are there? I mean, does everybody do the noon to 1 time slot? I mean, I guess I wasn't being cutting edge when I said noon to 1, but this is the most convenient time, I guess, right? Everybody's lunch break, the lunch hour, if you will. But are there a lot of shows that go live noon to 1? Like, I'm just curious at this point. I don't know. It just seems like I see a lot of them. See a lot of them that do. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Let's see. Again, guys, quick reminder, check out the podcast that dropped this morning, episode 408, talking South Carolina, Florida, the series this weekend, breaking down the Gators. Also, of course, talking to Gamecock's new starting rotation. If you guys did not hear, it'll stay the same Friday, Saturday, with Thomas Farr getting the nod on Friday, of course, Brandon Jordan on Saturday. But Sunday, a big TBA for Sunday. Will it be Brett Carey? Will it be Will Sanders? Will it be someone else? Who knows? But again, TBA for Sunday, so definitely something to follow. Also, of course, I break down everything on the USC side with what to watch for in the series and my key player for the weekend and all that good stuff. So again, check out the podcast. And of course, great interview, great conversation, former Gamecocks wide receiver Jason Barnes. And he had a lot of great insight, guys, on Shane Beamer because, of course, he was there at South Carolina when Shane Beamer was there. Was a part of the team that won the 2010 SEC East title, was a part of the team in 2011 that won 11 games, the first time in school history. So really, really cool stuff with Jason Barnes. And also, he's doing a great job at Dutch Fork right now, coaching wide receivers. So great conversation. Just an awesome guy. Jason was an awesome guy. Great convo, and highly suggest you guys check that out for sure. But again, guys, taking your questions, comments, calls, 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. Somebody texted in, love your show, go Gamecocks. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. Seriously, thank you. Okay, let's see here. By the way, guys, little update for you on our YouTube page. You know how we went live for the live watch along or whatever, and we broadcasted the YouTube feed. Well, we had a copyright claim hit those videos, so it doesn't really mean anything as far as the channel. Like nothing bad happened. Basically, what it does is it takes away the ability to monetize those videos. So, that's the update on that. So kind of, at least the videos didn't get ripped down though. At least that's the case. I don't know. We'll make adjustments moving forward on what we want to do I still think it's a pretty good idea to broadcast the games. I think it makes it so much better. I think it makes it easier for you guys to follow along, and that's really what matters to me. So, but like I said, we'll make adjustments. We'll go from there. Whatever. We'll figure it out. So we'll figure it out. Did y'all see Gamecock football go live, by the way, on Instagram? I thought that was a really cool video. Let's jump to the phone lines here real quick.
Phil here.
Hey, Phil, what's up, man?
Hey, Chris, how you doing?
Doing well. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Just wanted to let you know that I wanted to call in real quick and make sure that I got everybody the information that I was talking about yesterday in terms of the game that's going to be on national television on Saturday. It's actually a Saturday game, 9 p.m. Eastern time, FS2. We've got the Toronto Arrows versus the Utah Warriors is going to be the nationally broadcast game for Major League Rugby this week.
Very good. 9 o'clock Eastern. Mark your calendars, folks.
Exactly.
Mark your calendars. Yes, exactly. Exactly.
That's all I got for you. Just wanted to make sure everybody was aware of that. Go Cox. Have a good one.
Appreciate it, Phil. Thanks, man. Folks, mark your calendars accordingly. Phil is making himself known as the rugby guy, which you just love to see that. You really do. You really do. We all got to be known for something, right? The Rugby Up Show. Again, guys, taking your questions, comments, calls. Justin Kyle says, I just got 5 tickets for the whole family. If my kiddos and wife decide not to go, I might have one for you if you need it. I appreciate it, man. I can definitely buy, as long as they're available. I have no issues buying a ticket. I was just kind of talking shit, but I understand why they're doing it though. I think the bigger reason they're charging the $5 and making people buy tickets is so they can get a head count of people. But I'm just surprised they're only allowing 9,000. I mean, they allowed more people for the regular season than that, you know? I don't know. I mean, didn't they allow like 20,000? They allowed damn near 20,000 during the regular season. But they're only going to allow 9,000 for the spring game? That just seems to me, I don't know. That seems crazy to me. I don't know. Robbie Davis, hope you're doing well. Love your show. You keep it real regardless of how any sports teams are people doing that are mad at JC Horn. You need to stop being so stupid. Savannah Webster, what's the attendance for last year's spring game? Savannah, we didn't have a spring game, if you do recall. We did not have a spring game. 2019, I don't know what the attendance was, but I was there. I was actually there. I'll never forget in 19, it was hot. It was hot at the spring game. Very hot. It was very, very warm that day. So again, guys, like I said, taking your questions, comments, calls as well. 843-790-3377. That is 843-790-3377. Here you go. Ryan Brack. Here comes the rugby. USC Insider Rugby. Travis Royal. Phil with the daily rugby talk. Good stuff. Yeah. You got to love it. You got to love it. That's for sure. You got to love it. You got to love it. Again, guys, just in case you're wondering and you're tuned in, yes, we will be live for Shane Beamer's press conference at 1 o'clock. Shane Beamer going live today. If you did not know, 1 o'clock. It's scheduled on YouTube. So we'll see if they keep it that way. Last time they, for whatever reason, deleted the video. I have no clue why. But let's see. We had somebody text in, fan of your show. Will you be in Baton Rouge for LSU versus South Carolina baseball like you were for football? The plan is to be there. So the biggest deal right now is finding tickets. So I'm struggling to find tickets. Ryan Brack, Chris had a video after the last spring game, burnt and screaming fire must chant. It's so funny how I will never live down the sunburn thing. Like I'll just never live that down. Like I don't know why, but I'll never live it down. It is what it is. I don't know. It's just part of the legend that is the Spurs Up show. But yeah, screaming fire must chant after a spring game. It's like, you know what? Fire him. Fire him. Feels really good to go into a football season not having to say fire Muschamp. And guys, taking your questions, comments, calls, 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. I can tell you guys this, man, I am super fired up for this weekend series against Florida. I'm so excited, man. Anytime South Carolina and Florida get on the field together, it's a really, really good time. And Florida's a really high quality ball club. They're a really good team. But I think South Carolina's got a great opportunity this weekend, man. I think Florida is beatable. I think they're good, but I definitely think they're beatable. And, I think Far Mace tomorrow night will be a classic Friday night in the SEC, 2-1, 3-2 type of ball game. And that's just going to be the case every single Friday, guys. I feel like a broken record saying that's going to be the case every single Friday. And just excited to see it play out, man. I really do expect 3 great games. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun, man. I think South Carolina's got a real opportunity this weekend to make a statement. Savannah Webster, first pitch tomorrow, 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock on SEC Network Plus. SEC Network Plus. So, yep, 7 o'clock first pitch. Yours truly will be in the building. So, if you're there, don't be afraid to say what's up. Would love to talk Gamecocks with you. Was really cool Tuesday. I ran into a lot of fans of the show. So, again, if you're tuned in and I talked to you Tuesday, thank you so much, man. I mean, honestly, I'll tell you guys, that when COVID hit and everything and we couldn't go to games, that's what I missed the most, probably, to be honest, was it's still so cool and so humbling and so flattering to go to games and have people reach out and say, hey, man, I love your show and love what you do, blah, blah, blah. Like just talk and show support, show love. It's really something I don't take for granted. And, I love talking with people about the Gamecocks and whatever else. And so I really do appreciate that. So, again, if you're tuned in and you ever said what's up, man, I honestly, I genuinely appreciate it. It's amazing. It's amazing. It really is. So, again, guys, thank you all so much for the love and support. And, like I said, that's my favorite part about going to games is interacting with people and getting to meet new people. And it's, like I said, very humbling, very humbling. So I do appreciate it. But again, guys, taking your questions, comments, calls, 843-790-3377, just in case you guys missed it. Fans will be allowed at the spring game. 9,000 fans. Tickets are first dibs for Gamecock Club members, and then we'll go on sale to the general public March the 29th at 10 a.m. So mark your calendars for Monday, 10 a.m. Monday. You can buy tickets. Let's see. Again, guys, just a quick reminder, we will stay live for Shane Beamer's presser at 1 o'clock. Aaliyah Boston has been named the Athletic National Player of the Year. How about that? Congratulations, Aaliyah Boston. An absolute beast. An absolute beast. I'm excited to get some spring practice updates, too, from Shane Beamer. Very excited to get some practice updates from him. So we've all been kind of just sitting, waiting on that. So Matt Bruno, spring game date is April the 24th, Saturday, April the 24th, 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock kickoff on April the 24th. So should be a really, really good time. I know I'm fired up, excited for it. It's going to be really awesome to see a lot of these new guys, a lot of these grad transfers, a lot of these guys, we've been hearing about all off season. So really excited. Again, guys, quick reminder, episode 408 did drop this morning of the podcast. Great stuff, breaking down the Florida series this weekend. That pro day, Jason Barnes interview, great stuff. Great stuff. Check out the podcast. Any word, Heath Hagler says any word we'll hear from the OC, I have no idea. I mean, I know at some point we will, but I have no clue when Satterfield's going to speak. I have no idea. So maybe that's something that Shane Beamer will update, but he's definitely going to speak, but I just don't know when. So I just don't know when. WB Prothman, do you know when the Under Armour contract expires? I know that Oklahoma's a Jordan team. That would be fire to change over. I don't think you'll see us go to Jordan, man. I think I'm pretty sure there's a rule. They only allow one team in each conference to have Jordan, and Florida's already got it. So I think our best bet would be switching over to Nike. Dude, I don't see us getting off of Under Armour, man. I think we want to be, unless when we change athletic directors, they make that a priority. I don't see us changing over. I mean, who knows? You never know. I'd be down for it. I'd honestly love to see us go to Nike. I think having Nike would be sick, but whatever is what it is. So we'll see what happens. Maddox Free, what's going on? How's it going? Eric Fryer, I just heard Sling Blade got 4 tickets to the spring game. There we go. Well, I guess that's my sign. I need to join the Gamecock Club because I'm gonna be stuck paying $5. So, is what it is. But I used to be a member of the Gamecock Club. 2013 all the way to 2016, I was a member. But when I moved to Charlotte, I just it was a hassle to get down there every single weekend for games, and I was kind of doing my thing in Charlotte, man, and was busy and didn't want to make the trip, to be honest with you. And we also weren't very good. That's another problem. So I stopped the Gamecock Club stuff and just haven't renewed it. So whatever. It is what it is. I normally just buy tickets game by game for football, man. I really do. I don't know. It's been pretty easy and simple. So been pretty easy and simple for sure. Let's see. Eric, by the way, I'll be getting in touch with you after we finish up, or actually in a couple of minutes. I'll shoot you a text. I've a little bit of an update on Saturday, this Saturday. Again, guys, taking your questions, comments, calls, 843-790-3377. I tell you what, who made themselves a lot of money yesterday is J.C. Horn. Love him or hate him, like I said, J.C. Horn made himself a lot of money at yesterday's pro day. I mean, just absolutely balled out. The numbers were off the charts. Guy's definitely going to be a first rounder. But that's great stuff, man. It's great stuff for Carolina because, again, that's something you can sell in recruiting and sell to kids. We're putting guys in the league. You know what I mean? We're putting first rounders in the league. So Maddox Free, Chris, any chance you played for Coach Hummel at North Augusta? My dad used to play with him back in the day. No, so Coach Hummel had retired or gotten whatever. He wasn't the coach anymore when I started playing in North Augusta. Coach Vic was. Vic, and then Vic Jr. and Coach Gant and Coach Stacy and all those guys. But yeah, it was Coach Vic was the head coach. But Hummel had just finished up, I think, like 2 years prior or something like that to me getting there. So, but again, 12:45, guys. Shane Beamer presser coming up at 1 o'clock. So we will be tuned into that, see what Coach Beamer's got to say, any updates on spring ball, that good stuff. Ram Renovation says, I played with Vic's son. Yeah, man, Vic Jr. is the man. I still text with Vic Jr., and he was a stud, bro. He's still a stud. Hell, he could still do it. He could still do it for sure. Mm-hmm. Ram Renovations. I played high school baseball at North Augusta High School. Proud alumni. Proud alum of North Augusta. Justin says, I say JC goes first round, 16th overall. Yeah, I mean, he's going to be a first rounder, bro. There's no question. There's no question. Maddox Free, number one priority for spring practice and spring games is to not get hurt. Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, listen, you saw that with Georgia yesterday with George Pickens going down with an ACL injury. It's just that's the last thing you want. Hell, we saw Marshawn Lloyd get hurt in fall camp last year. It's the last thing you want, man. So, yeah, keeping everybody healthy. Keeping everybody healthy, that is certainly the number one priority. No question. No question about it. So. Again, guys, taking your questions, comments, calls, 843-790-3377. That is 843-790-3377, guys. I'll tell you what, you know what time of year it's getting? Golf season. It's about time to go play some golf, man. It's pretty nice out. Starting to warm up. Oh. Chris Silva has been traded to the Sacramento Kings. How about that? Let's see. Yep, Chris Silva on the way to Sacramento. Yep. How about that? Got traded. The official trade is he acquire Nemanja Bjelica from the Kings for Mo Harkless and Chris Silva. So, yep, Chris Silva is headed to Sacramento. HML says he's got a match today for golf. Hey, hit him well. Hit him straight, my friend. And if nothing else, every time you swing, just hit it. That's it. You'll have a good day. Stacy Chrisley says, I miss golf. Yeah, golf's fun, man. Trip Roast, did you see anyone down at Williams-Brice yesterday during Pro Day? I mean, no, I didn't see anybody. I did ride around Willie B, but no, I didn't. Not anybody. No, I saw Colton Gauthier driving his truck. Nothing worth noting. We'll put it that way. Nothing worth noting. So, again, guys, taking your questions, comments, calls, 843-790-3377. We got Shane Beamer coming up at 1 o'clock. Very excited to get his thoughts and everything and hear some updates on spring ball, of course. Of course, first day of pads today, at least shoulder pads. So, Justin Martin, Chris, do you think South Carolina will get their first win against Texas A&M in football this season? Well, you got to go to College Station. So I'm going to say no, unfortunately. I mean, you never know. You never know, man. This is a brand new era of Gamecock football. So we really don't know what to expect. But if I had to guess, if you're holding a gun to my head and saying, Chris, you have to pick this game, I'm going A&M. I mean, they're going to be a really good team. What Jimbo what he's built in College Station, it speaks for itself, and they're going to be a team that's picked very highly in the preseason to do big things. So I would not – honestly, I wouldn't bank on the Gamecocks getting that W. So that's just me. I don't want to be a Debbie Downer. But that's just being realistic. Elizabeth Ballard, my son just said that would be a dream. Hold on, what? Oh, beating. You're talking. I guess you're saying beating A&M in football. Tom McClellan, I'm sure growing up in North Augusta, you've been to the Masters. Oh yeah, I've been a couple of times. My first Masters was '99, and then I've gone to a bunch of practice rounds. I went, but I was there '08 on Sunday. Watched Trevor Immelman win. That's actually the last time I went, man. Believe it or not, 2008. So. I've been to a lot of practice rounds though, but yeah, I've definitely been. It's magical, man. It's an incredible experience. I mean, it's wonderful. So. Alex Free, who's your favorite position coach of the Gamecocks? Mine is Coach Stepp. I love that guy's energy and how he coaches the game. Well, it's hard to go against Derek Kimry. Kimry's a good buddy of mine, but I definitely like Stepp. I mean, I like them all. I mean, there's not any of them I dislike or anything, but yeah, definitely like Kimry. Definitely like Stepp. I love their infectious energy. I like Torian Gray a lot. I think him bringing the DBU mantra is really, really cool. Jerry Taylor, hello from Kingstree, South Carolina. Doing a great job. Love the show since I'm retired. Jerry, I appreciate you. Thank you. Tom McCullen, I'm old enough to remember when it cost nothing to go to a practice round. Yeah, we used to pay like $20. We'd catch people at like 1 o'clock walking out, and we just buy their ticket. $20 we'd pay them. And now it'd be like, bro, you probably could never do that. But yeah, no, it's if you've never been to the Masters, man, it's incredible. I mean, it's and obviously for me, from being from there, Masters Week is a really, really special thing. So, Dusty Rhodes, I don't know if anyone's hearing the noise interference, but I swear it sounds like someone's clearing a water bong. I'm typing on my Mac, but other than that, I have no clue what the sound could be. So I apologize. I got some people reaching out to me, and I'm trying to follow up with them. So, let's see. Justin, if there are any gamers, I tossed a no-no in MLB 20 last night in AAA with the Rays with 15 strikeouts, tossing 10 balls and 83 strikes. Bro, I'm not a huge gamer, but every now and then I will play MLB The Show, and I got a guy right now in AAA with the Diamondbacks. My biggest thing is they won't leave me in the game. I'll throw 60 pitches through 7 innings, and they'll just yank me. I'm like, why not leave me in the game? I truly don't get it. I truly do not get it. I don't know. Just don't get it. Let's see. Yeah, how about freaking MLB The Show coming to Xbox, bro? That's crazy. Crazy. Much been a long time coming. Justin Martin, do you watch The Walking Dead? No, I do not. I'm really honestly not like a big TV guy. Like I don't watch a ton of TV. I don't watch a ton of TV shows or anything like that. So Maddox Free, one of your predictions for Gamecocks Gators this weekend coming out tomorrow. That show tomorrow. So today's show, full series breakdown and preview, everything you need to know about the series, top storylines, everything about the Gators, stuff like that. My prediction will come tomorrow. So the podcast tomorrow will revolve around my prediction for the series. And of course, I'll put out my prediction graphic and all that good stuff. But tomorrow, I'll be honest with you, I don't have a prediction right now because I keep going back and forth. I don't know, man. I think this is a huge opportunity for South Carolina. I think this is an opportunity for South Carolina to make a statement this weekend. But, Florida's a damn good ball club, man. They're not just going to come in here and let us win 2 out of 3. They're a really good baseball team. I know they're ranked 5th in the country, but I do think they're very beatable. I've watched them this year, and listen, they're very talented. Don't get me wrong. They're very talented, but I think they're gettable. I think Florida's gettable, man. I do. And how about this, guys? They've played 21 games this year, Florida. Florida's played 21 games. 19 of the 21 have been in Gainesville, and the other 2 were in Jacksonville and Tallahassee. They have not played a game outside of the state of Florida yet. So what does that mean for this weekend? I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, I'm really excited for this weekend, man, too, man. I cannot wait. All right, let's go ahead and we'll go ahead and share the presser here. There we go. So, again, we got Shane Beamer's presser upcoming in the next few minutes. I'm going to go take a piss, and then we'll all enjoy it together. So. All righty. Let's see what old Coach Beamer's got to say. Justin, they tried to make me a relief guy, dropped me in AAA. Now I'm a starter. Then I got second base with the Braves and a catcher now playing third with the Tigers. So you're playing 3 guys?
And get started with Coach Beamer. Coach, make an opening statement, then we'll open
here we go.
for
Here we go.
questions. And as always, use the raise hand function. We'll get to y'all in due time. Coach.
All right. Thanks, Steve. Obviously coming straight from the practice field. Great to be out there today. First day in pads. So that's always a fun day, and to actually play football and do it real and live. So the energy out there was fantastic. Had a fun day being out there and watching our guys compete for the first time in pads. Before I get into that, just want to congratulate all the guys that performed yesterday at Pro Day. Obviously, a lot of guys had some outstanding days from seeing it with my own eyes and then talking to NFL personnel people later. It was amazing the amount of general managers, vice presidents of teams, head coaches of teams that were here. I had 2 different general managers tell me that this was the most attended pro day that they had been to all spring. And before anybody says, well, they must not have been anywhere else in the SEC, they have been to multiple SEC schools and in multiple ACC schools. So credit to our guys for what they did. And big shout out to the legend, Clyde Wren, here in our program, organizing that for us and putting it on, and George Wynn as well for what those guys did. Also, it was really cool to hear so many of these NFL people that were seeing this amazing facility for the first time, commenting on how spectacular this building that we work in each and every day is. And I appreciate the guys that worked out that I didn't coach that came up to me to tell me how excited they are about where this program is and where it's headed. So many of those guys that came up to me afterwards to tell me that they walked in the building and immediately felt the energy and felt the vibe and the welcomeness when they walked in here. So that was awesome to see and hear, and I appreciate those guys saying that. Going forward, we're going to adjust our spring practice schedule a little bit from what was originally sent to you guys. We'll get that to you as soon as Steve and I have a chance to sit down. Nothing major next week anyway, with it being Easter weekend next weekend. We were already giving our guys Friday off from football for Good Friday. And we have a wellness holiday here at our university next week. So we were only planning on practicing Tuesday and Thursday. And we're going to take a step back and just utilize those days next week as walkthrough, lifting days, meeting days for a couple of different reasons. After 3 practices, kind of gives us as a staff a chance to see where we are and what we need to do going forward. Normally in a year, you may have spring break after the first few practices. We don't have a spring break this year. So we're just, it's kind of that mentality, but primarily more than anything, just from a health of our football team standpoint, we've got some guys out right now with just some nagging injuries and some illnesses that another few days for those guys would be awesome from a rehab standpoint. Had a couple guys get banged up today in practice, nothing major, but just some minor stuff. So we just want to give those guys a chance to get back and get back acclimated next week and where they're able to go, full speed ahead after that. So nothing major, just tweaking a couple the schedule next week, but scrimmage days, spring game, all that stuff's the same. Just the order of how we get there is going to change a little bit. But again, first day in pads, good to see those guys out there in full pads, competing and flying around. Impressed with the energy. We've got to continue to just impress upon these guys the physicality and the mentality that we expect to play with every single play, and learning to sustain that, over a 3-hour game or a 2-hour practice, whatever it may be, is the biggest challenge for us right now. But it's important to them. They're working hard. They're doing a lot of great things, and excited about the first 3 days and where we're headed here the rest of spring practice. Be glad to answer any questions after that.
Mike Gillespie with the first one.
Hey, Coach, thanks for doing this today. Just had a quick question about sort of, the way you play running backs. Do you like to have like a clear-cut guy, or is it kind of like running back by committee or whoever has the hot hand? Like, what's your philosophy on that?
Yeah, kind of all the above. I mean, you can't expect one guy to play every single snap. So we're certainly going to have a rotation. Now, whether that's a 2-man rotation, 3-man rotation. Certainly we'll look into that as we go into the season, and the more the better. I mean, we were coming from Oklahoma. We had a great rotation with, multiple guys, 2, 3, 4 guys, even at different places I've been. Same thing. My second year at Georgia, we had Nick Chubb, Sonny Michel, and DeAndre Swift with Elijah Holyfield as the 4th guy. So you want to get your best players on the field, and we have an offense where we'll have certain packages for certain guys. We don't want to be running guys in left and right. I think it's hard to play running back that way if you can't get into the routine or get into the flow of things. And certainly there's guys that as the game goes on, separate themselves, and you definitely want to ride the hot hand. So to answer your question, I would say by committee, but we want to make sure we feature the right guys and ask these guys to do what they're capable of and get our best players on the field.
Rick Henry.
Hey, Shane, thanks for your time today. A couple of things for you. First day in pads, what did you think of the physicality and aggressiveness? And was there anyone out there that you had to hold back a little bit?
Oh, man, I thought the physicality was good. It's never where you want it to be. It was a day one. It's the first time these guys have put on pads since December. So there's certainly some knocking some rust off, and we saw that. I thought the energy at practice was very good, and I'm eager as soon as I get done with you guys to get in there and watch the practice tape with the rest of the staff. But there were guys here and there that showed out and showed up a lot. I mean, obviously really impressed with our defensive line and our edge guys, the guys that Jimmy Lindsey and Mike Peterson coach. Those guys flashed and whatnot, and we had some drills out there during practice where we really tried to emphasize the physicality with the receivers and the defensive backs and perimeter blocking and getting off blocks. And it was good to see some bigger guys like that, our skill guys like that, get after it, and some competitive special teams drills we did as well. Jordan Birch and some of our bigger guys like that, just in a special teams period that really showed up and did some good things. So eager to get in there and watch the practice video, but just on first glance, overall, I'd say every position flashed at some point.
Dick Cox.
Oh,
I'm sorry, you got another one, Rick?
yeah, got one more. Also, by having such a great turnout at your pro day, 31 of the 32 NFL teams, they gave you some glowing reviews about your facility. And also, you've got some guys highly regarded as prospects. What kind of ammunition does that give you now out on the recruiting trail when you're talking to high school recruits?
Yeah, I think it's great. I had some talking to a lot of prospects, some young guys last night that called me, and being able to talk to them about the volume of NFL personnel that was here in our building yesterday, not just scouts, but head coaches and general managers and defensive coordinators and whatnot, was pretty cool. And I think it's just another testament to, here at South Carolina, you can accomplish everything on and off the field, academically, athletically. You can reach all your goals. You can get a degree from one of the finest institutions in the world and play championship football at the highest level and then, perform and earn your degree. And if you're good enough, go play at the next level. You can do it all here. I read an interview that some of Jordan Birch's quotes the other day from his press conference with you guys, and I thought it was fantastic. I told a recruit that yesterday, where one of you asked Jordan why he chose South Carolina. He said his family was important to him, and why leave? He could do everything here at Carolina. He didn't need to leave the state of South Carolina to go anywhere. So I think when you have days like yesterday, that just does nothing but just solidify that and show that to prospects that there is no reason that you have to leave the state of South Carolina, if you're a home guy, or if you're a guy from the out of state, you want to come play football at the highest level and be a part of a great academic institution. It's right here in Columbia, South Carolina.
Dick Cox.
Coach, enjoyed hearing your defensive players talk about how much they love Coach Day and the weight room staff, and also how they talked about that they had bought in to what you wanted to do. Can you talk a little bit about the camaraderie that you have built and relationships you and your staff have been able to build so far?
Yeah, I think we got a staff of people person, and people, I guess is the word. It's all about relationships and investing in these guys and developing relationships with them, and not walking in this building and it's a work factory and all you do is just clock in and leave. I mean, we want to be involved in our players' lives on and off the field, and get to know these guys as people and develop relationships with them. And it's not an act. I'd say the thing with us is that our players have seen is just what you see is what you get. It's real, it's genuine, and we're the same way every single day. And Luke and his staff really care about those guys, Derek Moore and Connor Shaw, and what they do, downstairs with our guys on a player development mentality, and all the people in this building. It's great, how invested everyone is, and the staff and the camaraderie, and it's a good group. Everybody gets along and respects each other, and I certainly appreciate, where these guys are and the way everybody's working together for one common goal.
David Cloninger.
Hey, Shane, a couple for you. One, did Jason Brown practice today?
He did.
And two, you mentioned some guys were injured. Do you know of anybody who will be out for the rest of the spring, or a good chunk, maybe you stretch it into the season?
No, not really. I mean, there are some, but I don't think it's anybody new that you guys don't already know about. I mean, most of the guys that are out long-term right now are guys like a Marshawn Lloyd that had surgery last season, that are recovering from surgery. Jakai Moore is one that, he had a little bit of a turf toe type deal that we're trying to get fixed and cleaned up. He may be out for a little bit. But other than that, all of our guys, it's no new surgeries. It's, surgeries that our guys are recovering from going back to last season, that they're still not totally cleared yet from a rehab standpoint, but they're out there each and every day and working hard and excited about where we are. And then some of these guys that just have some minor things, some, hamstrings and shoulders and things like that you're going to have during spring practice. Those guys, if they're not already cleared, we should get the bulk of those guys back and clear about the middle of next week. So that'll allow us after Easter weekend to get, as close to a full group as possible, just to continue down and get a full group out there and have some good functioning practices. I mean, we're so thin on defense to begin with. If we wanted to put a third group out there, we don't have enough bodies right now for a third group if we ever wanted to work the third offense versus the third defense and whatnot, and trying to buy a little bit of time to get everybody back so we can do that.
Colin Taylor.
Yeah, Shane, I'm curious about the quarterback competition. I know it's limited reps right now and limited sample size, but how has that gone so far through 3 practices?
It's good. And you're right. It is limited. And, watching everything, evaluating everything, one-on-ones with the receivers and defensive backs, and 7-on-7, and all the team periods that we do. And did a little 2-minute situation in practice today as well. So trying to evaluate everything. And all those guys are doing a great job right now. It's still, their heads are swimming because we're installing a new offense, and they're thinking a lot and trying to learn, but they've all flashed, and all 4 of those guys are doing a good job, and excited to see how they continue to progress along with all the other positions over these remaining 12 practices.
And how has Jason handled the transition from coming in from I think it's an FCS school, and then trying to get caught up?
He's been good. Yeah, it's important to him. I mean, he's up here all the time. It seems like I see him in the meeting rooms, just working and studying on his own, and I think he's done a nice job of getting in there and learning. And he and EJ have pushed each other and coming in here together. They're extremely close and working with each other and pushing each other. And he's done a good job. I think the biggest thing with him is the fact that they, didn't have a season last season, and then their season this spring at St. Francis was they're not going to play. So the biggest thing with him was just getting in shape physically and attacking the weight room after being off kind of for that long. It's probably more of a physical adjustment for him, but he's in there working to try and get everything up to speed mentally, and working to get better as a quarterback each and every day.
Greg Headley.
Hey, Shane, just looking at that wide receiver position, that's a group that has to replace a lot of production. What have you seen has anyone impressed you so far? And is EJ Jenkins going to be working more there at tight end?
Yeah, EJ's a guy that we're trying to figure out where he best belongs. And with all of our guys, Nick Muse is a tight end, Jaheim Bell's a tight end, but you'll see them lined up all over. And that's what we want to have in this offense, is just the flexibility to move guys around. And so EJ is a guy, he's a little bit of everywhere right now and being asked to do a lot, and we'll see. We want to get our best guys on the field and be able to create matchups, and we certainly can do that with him. And I'd say all those receivers have really, done some good things. I've really been excited about Ortre and some of the plays he's made over the last couple of days and the mentality that he's practicing and working with. And Josh Van had a great catch the other day. Rico Powers, made some nice plays in practice here over the last few days. And, there's a lot of them. I don't want to go in there and name every single guy, but I think all those guys, they're working hard, and Coach Stepp is doing a great job coaching them and instilling in them the way that we want them to play and their mindset. And Jalen Brooks, he's one that seems like every day he just works, man, and just continues to lead the way, and an impressive looking guy in the way that he's carrying himself and working. I'm excited about that group. I mean, I remember coming down here back in December, the one bowl practice that we had before the decision was made not to play in the game, and watching our receivers and it's a good group. I mean, they looked the part. We got guys with size and continuing to just instill confidence in them. And I don't know what all's gone on in the past and what they heard about themselves and things like that, but I'm excited about the group and the way they're working.
Hilmer Granahan.
What have you seen from Luke Doty so far these first few practices? And can you guys get a sense of how he's sort of developed over the last year since he's, older and more into college and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, no, I've been impressed with him. He's trying to lead. He's doing a great job every time he takes the field of being a leader and the mentality and understanding the guys on offense are looking to him right now because he's the quarterback that's with that first group offense. And he's doing a great job of that. And you forget he's a freshman and is not an older guy because the way he carries himself and the respect he has on the team, it's like he's a senior, which is a testament to him. But trying to clean up everything, he didn't get a full season of being the starting quarterback last year, as you guys know, and he's still very young at the position. But great leader, really good athlete, runs well, throws well. I've really been impressed with him and excited to continue to watch his progression throughout the spring.
Mitch Brown.
Coach, obviously you guys are only 3 practices in at this point, still got quite a bit to go. But where do you feel like you guys are in terms of getting through this off season, installing new concepts and schemes and trying to get out there, especially first day in pads and kind of get some tempo going?
Yeah, I think we're on the right track. New staff, new schemes on offense, defense, and special teams. So there's going to be a learning curve and some growing pains and things like that. And I really think us, after, getting 3 practices in, utilizing next week is more meet, walk through, lift, give us a chance as an offense, defensive, and special team staffs to kind of figure out, really what we want to emphasize here as we go into the rest of spring practice. So we'll be good. And we're not trying to overload these guys with scheme right now. I mean, we're not trying to beat Eastern Illinois with this week, the way we game plan. I mean, let's get in there and figure out, let's develop guys on the football team physically and instill in them the mentality and the physicality that we want to practice with. And let's figure out what our guys do well and get better from a fundamental standpoint. So if that means we have to cut back on what we're doing scheme-wise, we will. I mean, every single day we keep track of mental errors and pre-snap penalties and things like that. And right now, I mean, those numbers are about what you would expect for the first 3 spring practices. And we got to continue to, make sure that we're not doing too much, which we're not right now, and giving our guys a chance to just go out there and play and not have to think. So I think we're on the right track and very similar to anywhere else I've been through 3 spring practices. Having what the NCAA allows now with you being able to meet with your guys and have walkthroughs before spring practice starts is really beneficial, because the first time that we went out there on the field, it was the first time we had a ball, but it wasn't the first time that we had ran plays on air and things like that as a full group. And that certainly helps guys be farther along scheme-wise.
Josh Kendall.
Hey, Shane, did you have a previous relationship with Tonka Hemingway from recruiting?
Knew of him. Obviously, no, not really, to answer your question. I mean, I knew of him, knew what kind of player he was. South Carolina was my area, like the East Coast was in recruiting when I was at Oklahoma and Georgia and other places. But as far as directly being involved with his recruiting, no. But certainly knew of him.
he's a three-sport high school guys. I'm sure you know. I think most of the research now is talking about the long-term benefits for multi-sport guys once they specialize. Where do you fall in that debate in terms of, you know, what benefits do you think guys have who or women who are multi-sport athletes coming up?
I like it. I mean, I think the more you play, the better it makes you in other sports as well. I think you see guys that, you know, their basketball skills translate to the football field, and football translates to basketball. And I mean, there's guys, because, you know, there's a lot of guys that I remember in recruiting, and even now, that they haven't played football very long, but you watch their tape, that you watch their basketball tape, and you see their skills on the basketball court and the explosiveness that some of these guys play with. I mean, there's a guy that we're recruiting right now he's got more impressive basketball tape because he hasn't played football but for a couple of years, but you watch some of his basketball tape and you see the skill set and the way it translates. So I think from that standpoint, it's great. The more you play, the better. Just competing. There's nothing like being out on the track or the baseball diamond or the tennis court or the golf course or the basketball court or whatever it may be, volleyball, to be able to see guys compete. And I know when we're able to go out on the road recruiting, I love not just being able to go watch guys play football, but watch them play basketball and watch them play baseball and watch them run track. And I'm all for it. I think the more you do, the more you can do, the better.
What have you seen from him so far?
Who's that? Tonga?
Tonka.
I just love the way he carries himself. I mean, he doesn't say a whole lot, but he just comes to work every single day. And it's whether it's in the weight room, the practice field, you don't know him. He's just or you don't notice him necessarily because he's not talking and saying a whole lot, but he just plays football. And really impressed with him. Does everything right. Handles his business on and off the field, and like what he's about. Yep.
Phil Kornbluth.
Hey, Shane. So your three practices in as your first time head coach, was the sensation of being the guy in the middle when you blow the whistle and everybody rushing to you rather than you kind of being behind as an assistant coach? Was that what you expected it to be the first few times that you did that?
Yeah. Good question. No, certainly. You've always seen the head coach be that guy, and then for the first time, it's me. But absolutely, it's pretty cool to be able to stand there, whether it's on the practice field or standing in front of the team in a team meeting. It's that there's always a thrill, and there's always a message to get across, or announcements to make, or a reason for it. We're not just doing that to do it, and certainly it was what I expected, and certainly don't take the opportunity to lead this football team for granted.
John Del Bianco.
Shane, there's so much turnover in the secondary from last season to now. What have you seen from like returners like Cam Smith and RJ Roderick, and then some new guys on campus like Marcellus and David Spalding? Yeah, excited about those new guys, Marcellus, David. I mean, they're working hard, doing a good job and flashing. And then, Cam's done a nice job. RJ's done a nice job. OD's done a nice job. A lot of those returning guys, they're getting a lot of reps because you're right. There's not a lot of guys out there. And so we're certainly thin at that position. And Torian's doing a fantastic job of coaching those guys. And they're getting a lot of reps and doing some good things. I mean, they look the part. They got size, and they're what you want guys in the secondary to look like. And now for them, it's just understanding the system that we're playing and what we're asking them to do, and continue to produce and make plays, and not just in the passing game, but obviously in the running game, and playing with the physicality that we need them to be defensive backs in this league. This early into camp, are they, changing positions, or are they kind of set and working at one spot? They're kind of set. I mean, we're not going to, ask guys to play like 7 different positions on defense. The more you can do, the better. And primarily the corners are working as the corners and the safeties are working as the safeties, but there's different sub packages and nickel and dime and things like that, where you got to get guys in different positions. But, right now it's still very early in the installation process. And those guys are kind of hunkered down at their primary positions right now. Thanks. Mm-hmm.
Go back to Colin Taylor.
I'm curious now, after 3 practices, concern's not the right word, but what are some things that you'd like to see improve as you go through the next couple days and into April that you'd like to see really improve that came from these last 3 practices?
I just think the mentality and the physicality that we want to practice with from start to finish, for sure. Not that it was bad, but we got to continue to sustain that, making sure our guys understand there's another gear that they can hit out there. They're working hard, but there's another level that we all got in us as well, and continuing to push through and find that and sustain it, and just to continue to increase the depth that we have, particularly on defense. As I've talked about before, we're super thin at linebacker and super thin in the secondary right now, and it is what it is. I mean, it's not like it's changing. So we just got to continue to make sure we develop enough guys that can help us at those positions, and that's the main thing. I like the way they're working, and the energy's been good, and there hasn't been a day where I walked off and just said that was a bad practice. Now we've only had 3. But it's been impressive, and I like the way these guys are competing. They're hungry to get better. We just got to continue to do that each day.
And I think in your first meeting with the team, you talked about earning their trust and making sure that they trusted you, you trusted them. Is there a secret to doing that, or how, as a head coach and a coaching staff, do you go about earning a player's trust?
For me, it's just, if I say something, I'm going to do it, and just not saying one thing and doing another. And if I ask them to do something, it's for a reason. If I tell them I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. I'm not going to lie to them. It's about just being honest. And I think just the consistency that I and the staff and the people in this building, just carry themselves with each and every day, that it's not one person one day and a different person the next. It's you're the same person each and every day. And those guys see that. And that's what I try and do. And hopefully in the end, you earn that trust.
John Whittle.
Two things for you. Who has been working at the nickel position for you guys, and is there anybody who's yet to come into school who you envision working at that spot when they get here?
Yeah, we're moving different guys around, whether the package is a nickel or a Sam linebacker out there in space. We're utilizing different guys there. And then as we get into the guys that are coming in the spring or coming in the fall, we'll figure that out then. We got enough guys out right now. We're trying to figure out to coach the guys that we have here right now. And then we'll get into, who's playing where with the rest of the group when they get in here also.
Do you have a feeling on when you want to know who the guys are who are primarily working at that position?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think priority 1 right now for us as a football team is to figure out who our nickel is going to be. I mean, all those positions are important. All 11 on offense, all 11 on defense, and and it's not necessarily the nickel. I mean, sometimes it may be a true Sam linebacker out there in space. We did that when I was here before. I mean, we called him the Spur, but he was a nickel / Sam, and that's what Antonio Allen played, and Demario Jeffrey and those guys, and that'll take care of itself. Let's figure out who the best 11 are, and I don't mean to say, John, that we're not practicing that way, because I mean we got to practice with some nickel and Sam and all that, but a lot of that is there's not a lot to. There's not like a whole separate group of nickels. I mean, it's basically your outside linebackers and your DBs, and somebody's going to, step up, or they have the physicality to fit the run and the coverage ability. And that's a key position. And there's no question about it. I don't mean to make light of it, but we'll figure out who the best 11 are and who those best 11 guys are. That's who we'll go play football with, whether that guy's a DB or a linebacker out there in space.
And RJ Roderick spoke very glowingly about his relationship with Derek Moore, called him Unks as they speak every day. Is he developed some of the relationships with more players, not asking specifically who, but has he developed the kind of relationship with the players that you expected on an individual basis?
Yeah, he's been beyond fantastic. What him and Connor are doing, I rely on those guys a lot, and he and Connor have done. Their offices are right next to each other. They work together. They're fantastic with our players, and being able to communicate with them and develop relationships, because Demo is not a guy that just sits in his office every day and the players come see him. I mean, he's never in his office. He's everywhere throughout the building. He's in the weight room, it seems, for literally every single workout that our players have. Sometimes I think he's a strength coach in there as much as he's around the guys in the weight room. And But that's what you want is that guy to be involved and be visible and be here literally every single day from start to finish and all over the practice field. And that's him. Today seeing him in the special teams drills, he's down there encouraging and cheering guys on, seeing him in some O-line versus offensive line versus defensive line, one-on-one reps. He's down there in the middle of that. And he's loving it. I don't know if anybody's having more fun out there than he is. And I'm glad he's on our side.
Helmer Granahan.
Couple of things, kind of following up on what you said about Luke Doty and first team reps. Is that just been a result of Jason having to miss some time, or are things going to look different when you guys get back to going on the field with the quarterback reps?
No, I mean, I think primarily it's we're competing every day, and Luke started out that day. Started out the first day is with the first group. He's the returning quarterback. He's the only one that's really got experience here, and that's kind of where we started. But every single position we're creating competition. And I don't mean to say that Luke has taken every single rep with the first group. I mean, we got 4 guys that are in there competing with Connor, Colton, Jason, and Luke. So all those guys are in there working and getting reps, and Coach Sat's handling that rotation and who's going to win with which group and things like that as well. So all those guys will get opportunities if they earn, that opportunity. Somebody's got to come and be better than Luke. And if nobody does, then Luke will continue to get the reps, with the first team. It's certainly a competition, but those other guys, they got to make it a competition as well too.
Yeah. Has Kivion Mullins been able to practice at all?
He has.
Okay. And last thing with the offensive line, obviously there are a ton of guys who started and played a bunch. How is that group looking compared to what we got to see in that limited?
Good. That's a group, like you said, they've got a lot of experience. Those guys are coming back, and we got some depth there, and it's just continuing to, develop those guys as well. Excited about, Jazz and Jordan Rhodes and some of the things they've done here early on in the first few practices as well. And all those guys, we're just trying that group needs to be a position of leadership on the offense with the experience coming back and the positive energy that Coach Ad is coaching them with. I mean, they're enjoying being out there and fresh start for those guys, and they got to continue to come along and be leaders because, that's the position that brings back really the most guys that have played meaningful snaps. So it all starts up front. We make a big deal here about stopping the run and running the football, and it all starts with those guys on the offensive line and defensive line. And when you have those two positions as a position of strength, which I think we do, you got a chance.
Mike Gillespie.
Shane, obviously spring game details released today. Just wondering how important it was in your discussions with Bray Tanner and others to get some butts in the seats and, get some fans in the stands to watch this team as they end their spring practice.
Huge. Obviously we got such an amazing fan base here with Carolina athletics that are hungry. So to have a Williams-Brice as full as possible, obviously COVID and being smart with that, obviously we want to defer to health officials and what's best, but the more people we can have in there, the better. It creates energy for our players. It creates energy for our program. It creates energy for this city and our university and fan base. And there's certainly, there's a lot of excitement about Carolina football right now, which I'm excited about. And the more that we can emphasize that and get guys out there to see our guys perform and our guys being able to perform in front of people, I think is great. And the more, the better if we're allowed.
Dick Hux.
In talking with the players on Monday, I heard a word that I have not heard in a long time, and that was they said they are having fun playing again. With everything you've got to do and put in, how much of a priority has it been to make football fun again?
As much as we can. I mean, this is the SEC. I mean, it's hard work. It's demanding. This isn't easy. That's why very few high school prospects in the country are able to play at this level. I mean, it's football at the highest level, so it's not easy by any stretch of the imagination. But we want our guys to look forward to coming in this building each day. And the last thing I want is for those guys to park in this parking lot here at the facility and walk in those doors and dread coming in this building. And they understand that when they walk in this building, it is going to be hard. It's going to be demanding. They're going to be held accountable. We're going to coach you hard, but there also needs to be a joy about coming here each day. And I've said it to you guys before. When my alarm goes off in the morning, I cannot wait to get back in this building and get around our players. And I want our players to feel the same way when they come in here as well, and enjoy coming here and wanting to be around here. And I think right now we've got a great thing going, and those guys are here a lot beyond what we ask them to do, just hanging out, coming in coaches' offices. I mean, a couple guys came in my office last week and just sat there and watched the NCAA tournament with me, sat on my couch, and we watched games. I love that. You know, the more we can do of that, the better. And it's all about developing relationships and making this a place and a program that people want to be part of.
Thank you.
Thank you.
John Del Bianco.
Shane, who's repping at punt return and kick return right now?
We're getting a lot of reps, just trying to figure out who can do that. So we haven't done any kind of live special teams drills or special teams work right now where we have a punt returner, kickoff returner. We're trying to identify who can catch a punt and who can catch a kickoff and be productive once they do that. And once we figure out who best does that, then we'll start getting into some 11-on-11 work and identify those guys, which we probably won't get into a whole lot of scheme standpoint from a kickoff return and punt return standpoint this spring. It's more technique, fundamentals, competitions, things like that, more so than scheme, because, you know, in college football, every single week, the opposing team you play, more than likely, they're going to line up differently than the team did the week before to punt the football. So we're not going to put it in a whole like punt return system, but we will give a lot of guys opportunities to show what they can do. And you know, there's some candidates back there right now, and give me another week and I'll probably have a better answer for you.
Does Pete Lembo specifically coach those two parts of special teams, or do you have, you know, like wide receivers coach and DB coach?
Pete is the special teams coordinator, so he's in charge of all of it. But it's not like when we do special teams that all the assistant coaches just go and stand on the side and watch. Every single coach is involved in special teams, other than, you know, the offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, O-line coach, D-line coach. And then there's certain things they're involved in. Atkins is involved with field goal. Jimmy's involved with field goal block. But to answer your question, Justin Stepp and Montario Hardesty, they're working with our returners.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Last call for any questions for Coach. Seeing no more hands. All right, guys. We will talk to you tomorrow with some offensive players.
All right. Appreciate y'all's time.
Thank you.
Yep. Thank you, guys. Have a good. Thanks. Have a good week.
All right, that's going to do all for Coach Beamer. It sounds like they said, guys, offensive players are going to speak tomorrow, so maybe Satterfield, but definitely, if nothing else, we'll probably hear from quarterbacks. We'll probably hear from offensive guys. But that's going to do it all for us today. Appreciate you all tuning in, guys. Again, we'll be live tomorrow. Yet again, of course, as always, noon to 1. But other than that, guys, you guys have a great rest of your day. Go listen to the podcast. Go follow along the content, and we will talk to you tomorrow, guys. Take care.